My personal decision to becoming a transplant surgeon was inspiration from my mentors as I was matriculating through my surgery training. I had originally wanted to be a pediatric surgeon. I really love children, and I was very pleasantly surprised during my transplant rotation. And when I saw my first liver transplant, I thought, wow, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. The magic of really transforming someone's life, bringing them from the brink of death and giving them a whole new life was so profound and powerful. The gift of life, that it's dependent on the generosity of an organ donor and an organ donor's family. There is a beauty in that as well. So that sealed the deal for me. We have a comprehensive transplant center at Cedars-Sinai where we oversee all the solid organ transplants performed at our center. We have both a robust thoracic transplant program and an abdominal transplant program. In thoracics, we do lung and heart transplants. And from the abdominal transplant program, we perform liver, kidney, and pancreas transplants. Over the last 10 years, we've had an incredible trajectory for the transplant program at Cedars-Sinai. We performed the most solid organ transplants last calendar year in our history, 573 solid organ transplants. It's a testament to the incredible teamwork and camaraderie that we have at our center.
I joined Cedars-Sinai 4 years ago, and the reason why I joined Cedars-Sinai was really to join this amazing team. The CTC led by Irene Kim. This was an all-star team that I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to work with the sickest patients, and that's what's happened. Over the last few years, our transplant volumes have been tremendous. Our outcomes are fantastic. To see the growth of the entire CTC has been very fulfilling.
In transplantation, there is a paucity of women. For the last ASTS, American Society of Transplant Surgeons compensation survey, only 17% of transplant surgeons are women. That's changing. There are many more trainees who are women as time goes on. I'm fortunate enough to be the first one here at Cedars-Sinai, and it's been great. I think one of the topics that I'm so passionate about is equity and distribution of organs, allocation of organs in a fair way. I sat on the Minority Affairs Committee for UNOS and was fortunate enough to serve as its chair. And I think that there are a lot of access issues to transplantation and also outcomes issues and how patients fare post-transplant. And unfortunately, some of those outcomes are dependent on which population a patient comes from. One of the things I'm most proud of are the policies that we've developed to help those minority candidates and vulnerable populations. And I hope to continue this research throughout my career.
The other thing that's remarkable about working here at Cedars-Sinai in our liver disease program is not only do we provide outstanding patient care, but our research endeavors are first rate. We have patients that come far and wide to really enroll in our clinical trials. We have active programs in fatty liver disease, PSC, PBC, biomarkers for liver cancer. We have a very active inpatient trial program, developing treatments for anything from alcoholic hepatitis to acute on chronic liver failure, hepatic encephalopathy, you name it. So it's nice to be on the forefront of innovation in hepatology as well.
For our liver program, we have an incredible team of surgeons, hepatologists, coordinators, social workers, pharmacists, et cetera, et cetera. And I am so fortunate and blessed to work with an incredible team, so collegial, so supportive of one another. It's been a hard year for us. We have lost some people in our program, and the amount of support, the level of support that we give one another has been so comforting and inspiring to me as a leader and also as part of that family, part of that community.
So Dr. Nissen and Dr. Kim are of course, fantastic surgeons, but what sets them apart is their compassion. They're easy to approach. They care about their patients tremendously. And as a transplant hepatologist, that's what I want to see. My job is to advocate for my patients till the very end. I need surgeons that share this passion to save patients, the sickest patients. I also want surgeons to tell me when there's a limit. What's that line, and how far can we go?
Transplantation is the ultimate team sport, and we recently had a patient who required both a heart and a liver transplant. So two very different teams, cardiac team, liver transplant team. There must have been 100 phone calls in preparation for this patient's transplant, which was we knew it was going to be very complicated. And the patient, of course, was really sick, waiting for both a heart and a liver. What I was so amazed by was the collaboration. It didn't matter who actually ended up being the team on the day of that patient's transplant. Everyone was prepared to contribute and deliver and just do everything possible to get that patient successfully transplanted. And he did great. And so that example just serves as such a strong reminder of that collaboration and the investment that everyone has into one patient's transplantation, one patient's success. We treat every patient as an individual, obviously. Every patient is so precious, and I think people are satisfied because we treat our patients like they're our own family members. And so I think when you have that personal attention, obviously that's how I would want to be treated. That's how any patient would want to be treated. I would like the next phase of our comprehensive transplant center to really contribute to the research enterprise in transplantation and push the field even further. There's a lot that we can do to extend graft life. There's a lot that we can do to improve transplant outcomes. And I'm incredibly proud of our team of researchers at Cedars-Sinai and really pushing the envelope in the research that's performed here. The number of transplants performed at Cedars is a really good number, and I don't think that we will push the volume too much, just because we have a lot of other great transplant center options in the area, and we want to make sure that we do a good job with our patient cohort.
Well, I would say that regarding Dr. Kim, as the leader of our CTC, she's wonderful, and I think that what sets her apart as a leader is not only is she an outstanding surgeon, but she's compassionate. She's always asking about, how she can make your life better. And that's really the best attribute for a successful leader is people that are selfless. And Dr. Kim has that quality.
Thank you so much, Farah. We've had a long relationship, and you've always been so insightful and supportive of the needs for the liver transplant community specifically, and also how to build community, not within just a program, but amongst the transplant programs, which is really hard to do. So I thank you for this recognition and also for this effort. So thank you.